After Peter Criss decided to seek a different producer, Gene Simmons asked Sean Delaney to produce his record. Gene decided that he didn't want to do God of Thunder the album, he wanted to show a different side of himself. He said, "When I put together my solo record, I thought I could do anything I wanted to. I wanted to break down the walls of what was considered cool. Why are there these walls? Like if you like Led Zeppelin, you're not supposed to like B.J. Thomas." So the notion of the record was to piss off Kiss fans and push it in their faces to say that you're one-dimensional and I don't want to be. Another important thing about Gene is that he has always loved movies and Hollywood. He wanted to be a part of that world. At the time, he started dating Cher and fell in love with the idea of making his solo album a big extravaganza with a big list of celebrities playing on the record. Among the many guest stars, the main recording band consisted of Gene on guitar, Neil Jason on bass, Elliot Randall on guitar, Alan Schwartzberg on drums, and Delaney on percussion. Written by Gene, this was the album's single. It starts with this creepy carnival music. It's dark and weird. One of the weird things about Kiss is that their image doesn't really fit their music. With the possible exception of Destroyer, Kiss's music is not what you would think of if you saw a picture of the band and tried to imagine what they sounded like without ever actually having listened to them. Alice Cooper's music fit his image, and I think that's what Gene is kind of going for here. Alice Cooper blended upbeat rock and roll, show tunes, and a dark sense of humor fronted by a horror movie-inspired P.T. Barnum. A song like Cold Ethel is a great example of this. The problem here is that Gene didn't fully commit to a central theme or style. The intro is there for the sake of it. Nothing else on the record really sounds like that, and Radioactive is a fairly standard, light rock song. According to Gene, the song is about Cher. He said, "It's kind of a double entendre, basically a fancy word piece about this lady who's got a certain aura about her. I'd like to get closer, but I can't because she won't let me, and I can't go away because I can't get away." I do like Radioactive, it's fun and catchy. Bob Seger provided background vocals while Joe Perry of Aerosmith played guitar. I really love the lyrics. "You're my food, you're my water, gotta be the devil's daughter." That's good stuff. Written by Gene, this one starts with a really bad acoustic guitar that's meant to bridge the first two tracks. I also really don't like the verses. They sound unpleasant to my ears, like the guitar and Gene's vocal melody don't mesh well together. However, the chorus is fine. Donna Summer sang background vocals on it. She was Casablanca's other big act at the time. It's a decently catchy chorus. However, the song is way too long at 4.5 minutes. It ends up being repetitive and gets on my nerves. Gene wrote this song around 1969. It's meant to evoke the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. It's also Gene's attempt to sound like the Beatles. He even wanted Paul McCartney and John Lennon to sing background vocals on it, but they turned him down. I love this song. It's really simple and heartfelt, which are the moments where this record comes alive. When all his bullshit and ego get kicked to the curb, Gene's sincerity shines through. I especially love the version on Unplugged, where Paul Stanley and Eric Singer get to provide their vocal harmonies to the song. Delaney's production on the album is really solid, and I think Tunnel of Love is a good indicator of that. Schwartzberg's drums are really big and powerful, and Jason's bass is nice and clear in the mix. Those two guys also provide a lot of great musicianship, especially the bass. There are a lot of great bass lines throughout the record. Richie Rano did this guitar solo, and I love it. It's a killer part of the song and one of the record's big highlights. The song, written by Gene, is kind of a reverse of Burnin' Up With Fever for me. The verses work, but the chorus really sucks. It's really off-putting and doesn't go with the rest of the song. Is this what Cher's music sounds like? I don't know. Written by Gene, this is probably my least favorite song on the record. I guess the pre-chorus is fine. That's about it. This song was written by Gene, Delaney, and Howard Marks. Gene had a habit of combining two different songs together. and sometimes that worked. That's how we got Rock and Roll All Night. Gene had written a verse, and Paul Stanley had written a chorus. They put them together, and it worked. But it doesn't always work. This song was originally I Know Who You Are, which can be heard on the deluxe version of Love Gun. Gene took the verses of that demo and combined them with the chorus that Marx had come up with, I'm living in sin at the Holiday Inn. But that chorus doesn't go with those verses at all. It sounds like two different songs smashed together because that's exactly what it is. I Know Who You Are with proper production could have been really great. This reworking was a mistake. Oh, and Cher's on the track. Whatever. Written by Gene, this is an example where putting two songs together actually worked. It's not my favorite or anything, but I don't mind listening to it now and again. It's solid. Written by Gene, this song was a tribute to silent film actor Lon Chaney Sr. and also somewhat autobiographical. Chaney was famous for a lot of horror roles such as the 1925 Phantom of the Opera. He would often do his own makeup in a lot of films, which got him the nickname Man of a Thousand Faces. Gene said, I was working on my own issues about myself, coming from Israel and living in America, dressing British, thinking Yiddish, being Jewish but having a very Anglo-Saxon name, being on stage as the demon and being off stage as the other guy. It's the dichotomy that is me. There's more than one Gene, and somehow all of it makes up who I am. The second half of the record is much better than the first because this is a great song. As I said earlier, sincerity goes a long way. The lyrics show a more introspective side of Gene that's really interesting. It's also musically very cool with a great orchestral backing. I love it. Written by Gene, this is another Beatles-inspired track. It's my favorite song on the record and one of the best songs Gene has ever written. I think it's genius. Lyrically, it's about how people, no matter the age or circumstance, always fantasize about being someone else. How many people fantasize about making a movie or being a rock star or a superhero? Hell, there are entire theme parks dedicated to pretending you're a wizard or a Jedi. This song embodies that feeling. I also just think it's really pretty. I love the guitar chords throughout. Written by Gene, this was on the Kiss album Rock and Roll Over, but he wasn't happy with that version, so he decided to redo it for his solo album. And while I prefer the Kiss version, this one is solid. It's the most fun song on the record with a lot of energy. And Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick tears it up on guitar. As I referenced earlier, Gene was born in Israel. He moved with his mother to the United States when he was 8 years old, and he couldn't speak a word of English. A lot of Gene's early understandings of language and culture in America came from films such as Disney's Pinocchio. When You Wish Upon a Star had a profound effect on Gene when he was a kid. So I honestly appreciate this track. That kind of emotional honesty is sweet and endearing, and Gene nails the vocals. It works. Gene's record initially sold the best of the four, charting at number 22. The single, Radioactive, peaked at number 47. In response to the Gene quote from the beginning, the record doesn't really piss me off as a Kiss fan. I'm sure there were fans at the time that were pissed off, but it mostly just confuses and disappoints me. It's admirable that he wanted to expand his horizons and make something a little different. But the record has the Kiss logo on it and is sold as a Kiss record. It would also be easier to defend that choice if he had made a great record, but he didn't. He made half of a great record. There are terrific songs on this. Mr. Make-Believe, Man of a Thousand Faces, See You Tonight, Radioactive, but there are also a lot of half-baked ideas that don't work at all. Additionally, there's no consistency. It feels like a lot of random ideas thrown together. This isn't an album, it's a collection of songs. It's disappointing because Gene is talented, but I think he got too caught up in the packaging as opposed to the material.